Hey guys, Marcus here with BlackOvis. I'm here at Crispi headquarters. I'm here with John, in-house expert, and we wanted to talk about what boots are going to be best for that early season, scouting season, time of the year, because we're coming up on it and a lot of people are calling in asking us, hey, which boot is going to be good for this? What's going to take me into the hunting season? So maybe we can talk about what boots are going to fit those people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a super common question we get through email and over the phone. You know, a lot of guys, when they're buying a pair of boots, they're looking at kind of a do-all, do-everything type boot. They end up buying like the Guide or the Nevada or the Brickstall. And then they realize, man, I really don't need quite that much boot for summer scouting and early season. And so then they start looking at a second boot to kind of add to the lineup that will kind of give them a little bit better performance. You know, we have really 5 or 6, 7 decent options, but I think you can kind of break it down to like 5 good choices. And there's really no right or wrong. A lot of it's going to come down to, you know, how flexible or how stiff, or, you know, maybe if you're looking for something that you can extend a little bit more. If you're really looking for just that kind of early season, a little bit's kind of how your foot is shaped and what feels comfortable to you. So we'll show you 5 good options, and then, you know, if you have questions on that, I'm sure we can help you out. Right off the bat, this is kind of the original option. This is the Summit. We've redesigned it for 2022, so this is the Summit II. It's got a little bit different color. It's got a couple different materials, but performance and fit and feel is going to be the same as what the original Summit is. This boot is kind of the original early season boot for Crispi. It's right around 2 pounds on weight. It's got an EVA midsole, so it keeps the weight down really low. It's extremely comfortable. That EVA provides a good amount of cushion. It's got a PU coated leather rand, so it provides a good amount of durability. No ankle bone support system. It still provides a decent amount of ankle support, but really lightweight, good breathable boot. That's a good choice for guys that are looking for a serious boot, but they want an early season boot.
You know, I found that the Summit is a lightweight boot that really fits almost every person that tries it on.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a lot of boots that have a technical fit like the Brickstall, the Lapponia. Those fits are very different, but this Summit, I think it fits just about everyone I've ever put it on.
Yeah, absolutely. It fits really well. The other nice thing with this Summit is it's a super lightweight boot, but it's a 3 flex. So it's the same stiffness rating as like the Nevada or the Guide, you know, which are 2 of our most serious kind of mountain hunting boots. So even though it is a lightweight boot, a synthetic boot, it's still going to provide a really good amount of support. So, you know, heavy packs and rough country, this boot will work pretty well for you. If you're looking to kind of maybe go up from there a little bit, you want something that's got a little bit more stiffness, you want a little bit more support, but you still like that lightweight, then you probably want to look at the Thor. The Thor has been an outstanding early season boot for us for a long time. Guys love the stiffness of this boot. It's a 4 flex, so you're jumping above the Nevada and the Guide. You're into that kind of Brickstall range as far as a really stiff boot that's going to provide a good amount of support, but with the lightweight design, it's still really, really comfortable to wear in the early season. It's an EVA foam boot. It's got that polyurethane coated leather rand that we use. It's a PU Tech material on the side, so it's really puncture and abrasion resistant. For early season guys putting on a lot of miles, the Thor is a fantastic way to go.
This is a great boot that has a really strong board last. Like you mentioned, it's got that 4 flex. This would be my choice if I'm looking for lightweight with really great stability.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. You know, a couple unique specific features of this Thor. It tends to run just a touch narrower. I don't know that I don't know if I even describe it as narrower, but maybe lower volume. It's got a built-in sock in here that kind of forms around your foot. That's where the Gore-Tex liner comes up. So if you've got a wide foot or a high arch, even though this boot's available in double E, it might not be the most comfortable boot on your foot. But for a standard foot or a low volume foot, the Thor's a fantastic way to go. The other thing about this boot that a lot of guys really love, and some guys aren't as big a fan of, is it's pretty soft on top. It doesn't provide tons of ankle support. So if you're a guy that's got bad ankles or weak ankles, you may not want to look at the Thor. You may want to look more towards the Summit that's going to provide more ankle support. But if you want light and stiff that's going to hold up really well and keep you moving, the Thor is a fantastic way to go. From there, we'll move on to the Attiva Mid. The Attiva Mid is a boot that we released this time last year, and it was really designed into our urban outdoor market. So we kind of had it in mind that guys are going to wear this to the office, wear it around town, maybe take it on some short hikes. And it really ended up being a boot that a lot of guys really liked and started wearing hunting. And I was one of those guys. I wore it turkey hunting. I wore it early archery, deer hunting. I love the way it fit. I love how lightweight it is. There's not really a ton of ankle support. It's really soft. It's a 2 flex. So it really, to me, felt like a high top leather Gore-Tex tennis shoe. Super comfortable to wear. But again, you're not going to carry real heavy packs with this boot. You're not going to want to get in, crazy rough country in this boot, just with the support that it provides. But if you're hunting more milder terrain, if you're a Midwest or East Coast, like early season tree stand hunter, this would be a fantastic boot to wear. Lightweight into the stand, comfortable on your foot. Or if you're hunting, kind of milder terrain, the Attiva Mid's a fantastic way to go.
The Attiva Mid I think it's a true crossover. It does go from that everyday to the early season hunting. I mean, yeah, you're not going to want to carry a lot of weight on your back with this if you're worried about ankle support, but it can get you through that summer scouting and early season hunting season really, really well.
Yeah, fantastic day hunting boot. I wouldn't probably take it on a 4 or 5 day hunt, have that be my only option. But if you're day hunting or, bailing out of work a little bit early to hit an afternoon hunt, the Attiva Mid's a fantastic way to go. From there, we'll go to the Lapponia II. So this is a brand new kind of updated boot for us this year. The Lapponia is the lightest weight hunting boot we offer, is 1.2 pounds. And it was our most requested boot for last year. Guys loved how flexible it was. They loved the comfort of it. They loved the lightweight of it. And so we wanted to make some improvements on it for 2022. So we kept the weight at 1.2 pounds. We added the polyurethane, the PU Tech material to the ankle up here, which lightened it up a little bit, but also gives it fantastic ankle support. It's got a full PU coated leather and it's an EVA midsole. All those help keep the weight down. And then we added the full asymmetrical lacing system that laces all the way down to the toe. So you can really fine tune the fit of this boot no matter what your foot shape is. It's also going to be available in double E wide sizes this year, so it really will fit everybody. I think the reason this boot is so popular is how lightweight and flexible it is.
Yep.
But it still provides phenomenal support. A lot of guys have this misconception that because it's so lightweight and flexible, that it won't hold up to really rough hunts. And what we found with guys wearing it is it's not true. It works fantastic.
I found the most hardcore hunters are using this boot in every type of terrain that you can think of. I think the most exciting thing about this new updated version is the asymmetrical lacing to me, because you get a lot of guys that they're like, hey, it just doesn't fit right. There's too much volume or there's too little volume. With this asymmetrical lacing, you're really going to be able to customize that fit to your foot. But you're right, this is a great lightweight option for that early to mid-season.
Yeah, if I was looking at the 5 boots we've got here and I was going to grab one for, really serious early season hunting, this is the boot that I would grab.
Great.
And then the last one is a brand new boot for us here in 2022. It's the Altitude. This boot is kind of based off the Attiva Mid. If you compare them side to side, they're very similar as far as their design goes. And this boot really came about because of the feedback we got from guys that were wearing the Attiva Mid hunting. They love the fit of this boot. They love the style of the boot. They just wish it was a little bit beefier. They wanted a little bit more there. And so we took this design and basically just tried to make it a hunting boot. So we added the EFX midsole to it, which is going to hold up really well, even to heavy packs or heavy or rough terrain. It's a full PU coated leather and it's a full Gore-Tex boot. It's got a good amount of ankle support. This boot, really, if you like that Attiva Mid or if you like that style of boot, you wish it just gave you a little bit more comfort and a little bit more support, the Altitude is going to be a fantastic boot for this year.
I think Crispi really hit it out of the park with this new Altitude build. This boot packs a punch for how lightweight and early season it is. I mean, this is a synthetic with leather. I mean, it's partial, obviously, but I mean, it's going to dump heat. It's going to be really burly. It's going to stand up to the elements, the brush, really thick, heavy stuff, but it's also got great ankle support. So you're right, it is a step up from that Attiva Mid in the support area, but I think this is going to be a boot that people start to use in the early season and realize they want to take this into mid and potentially late season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The nice thing you kind of mentioned is it's a kind of hybrid boot. It's synthetic and leather. If you look at the sides of this boot that are going to be exposed, to the elements, it's all pretty much leather on the side. So if you're hunting in, you know, rough country, a lot of rocks, thorns, that type of thing, this boot's going to hold up really well with that leather protection on the side. But then the top and along the tongue is all synthetic. So that heat's going to dissipate out of the top. It should breathe really, really well. It's also a little bit of a hybrid boot because it's a 2.5 on our flex rating. So a little bit stiffer than like the Lapponia or the Attiva, but not quite as stiff as the Summit or the Thor. So it really is kind of right in the middle of both of those worlds.
Yep.
And I think it does a fantastic job. It's also going to be available in this olive color for the first time. We've never offered an olive boot before. I really like the way it looks. I think it stands out. It looks a little bit different. But if you're more of a traditional type guy, it's also going to be available in a brown leather as well.
Awesome.
So you have some choices there.
Well, thank you for giving us a basic overview of really the boots that you can excel in the early to mid-season hunting area. I think one thing that's also important to note is that while these are 5 really great options, I mean, every person's foot is different. A lot of people will go out with their buddies hunting and hiking and they're like, oh man, I love my Crispi boots. And then your buddy tries it on and he's like, man, this thing's not working for me. You got to try these on. You got to test them out because your foot is not the same as your hunting buddy's foot. So definitely something to keep in mind. If you have any questions on any of the boots that we've talked about today, let us know in the comments below or give us a call. Thanks, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.